Yeah, 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 yeah. Welcome to me casa, make yourself at home, do your do. Welcome to my pad, this your lab, go create your move.
What's good, everybody? It's 99 miles per hour podcast with your host, me, Perci Garner. We got a good guest today. I ain't gonna say special because he ain't all that special. No, but I can't wait to introduce him. But before we get to that, I just want to make sure everybody is checking out all the other podcasts on getlevelpod.com. You can find mine there as long as there's a slew of others. How many we got now? Like 8? Josh is doing big things over there. 10. Oh, my bad. Dang, my bad. He almost jumped off at me on that one. But so yeah, check out the other podcasts. Check out my Teespring store. Link will be up around here somewhere. And that is going up for a scholarship to a Dover student. You know, we doing big things over here. We raising some money. We got the 99 mile an hour podcast design that I made. I'm lying. Josh made it. But yeah, we'd appreciate that if you did go check that out and buy some now. We also have a 5-star review from Mark Carruthers. Sorry if I said that wrong. But back-to-back great episodes with Jordan Miller and CC. First-hand experience of the Yippies is a rare listen. Keep up the great work. Appreciate it, Mark. Even though you're from New Philly, we appreciate you. Anyways. Okay. So I'm excited for today's show. We got our first professional baseball player. We got some new ones coming up, though. I ain't going to give those away for the next episode. But this guy hails from Orlando, Florida, weighing in at 300. I'm just showing. I'm playing with Orlando, Florida. Play some college ball at LSU. I got to meet him when he came over to the Indians from the Yankees. And now he's with the Texas Rangers. And he was nice enough to call in. He's in Houston, Texas right now. And, you know, we gonna introduce Nick Goody. Or Nicky Guns. but no, Nick, man, just, you know, how you doing, man? Because it's been a little minute. We've been texting ever since, you know, we was competing for
doing good,
the relieving spot.
Doing good, as best we can. You know, obviously this year been wild.
I bet. I can't imagine. I'm glad I ain't playing. No, I'm joking.
It's been a wild year, I will say that. Like, you know, no fans really stinks, but it is what it is. You
guys doing the fake noise from fans in your stadium?
Oh yeah, we pumped the crowd noise. We've got the cardboard cutouts all around.
Oh no! You got to cut out a Kate and Brax?
Oh yeah, They're in the family section. They'll be coming home with me after the year.
That's what's up. How are they doing? How are they taking all this?
They're home. So right at the first road trip, they because of all the protocols that the families had to go through, they basically were just staying at home the entire time. And you know, having a 2-year-old being inside the house all day every day is miserable. So yeah. As soon as we left for Seattle on the first road trip, they took it to the house, and they've been there since. So they're doing good. They're actually at the zoo today in Orlando.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's. I'd choose the Lowry Zoo in Tampa. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Is Orlando Zoo probably better? It's probably better. I ain't been to that one.
I don't know. It's small. It's nice. Brevard Zoo. That's where they're at.
Okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, for those who don't know, Nick Goody, would you say you had your best year with the Indians overall?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I spent the bulk of my career, I guess, there. So. I would say, yeah, three seasons.
Dang, for real? 3 seasons?
Well, 18 I was hurt, so.
Oh, yeah, still.
And then last year I spent half a year up. It was a really good year until the last game I got the Nationals hot, so. I'll take my ring later.
I love it. I love the way you're confident in yourself, but you're not afraid to, you know, tell the truth. And, you know, obviously, if you had a struggle, then you'll let me know. Like right while we were talking, he was like, "Man, last night I gave it up, man." But
oh man,
but you know, you got that confidence to step back on the mound, and that's why I always admired about you. And you always tried to help me with my confidence level because you could tell that I lacked in that area at certain points. And I do appreciate, you know, you kind of obviously I'm the nicest dude ever, so it was really easy to become my friend. But we kind of hit it off right off the bat, and we played video games. And
unfortunately, your locker was right next to mine, so I had no choice.
We ain't have to talk about that. but no, we played video games, and obviously I'm better at all of them than you, so that was fun getting to know you there. but no, I just I guess talk about like where your confidence stems from. Like, were you just born just like knowing you were going to be a beast?
Maybe. I mean, I really wasn't that good growing up playing baseball, I guess. I was always in right field, where they put, usually in Little League, it's like the guy who just maybe has a good arm, but that's pretty much it. Like, so I played right field, and then my mom actually coached me in Little League, and I think she gave me kind of I was a coach's kid at one point, so she gave me a chance to play catcher, and I was a catcher in Little League. I pitched just a little bit, but just I guess I always had to try and outwork everybody, so I wasn't as talented growing up as everybody else was, so I had to work harder, and then just being told that you're not good enough, you're not good enough, you're not good enough. Well, like for me, it was more just like, all right, well, I'll just show you.
Nice.
I'll just show you how good I am, or how good I can be, and even that's how it is today too. Constantly. I mean, other than last night, but hiccups happen along the way, and that's and as long as you're the same person every day and you can get back on the saddle and roll with it, it is what it is. And this season has been a trying one for sure. There's been some highs and lows. I told you Houston has gotten me for quite a few this year, and take away Houston and I'm sitting pretty, but it is what it is. It's sports, man.
Yeah, and with the mentality you have, and I'm gonna steal this. I don't know if you actually made this quote, but I read somewhere that you made this quote. You had to learn the closer mentality, and I think you did that in college because you were a shortstop, right? And you like to let people know that you were a shortstop.
Oh yeah, I still am. Ask anybody on this team. I go out there and field ground balls. They know I have the best hands on the team. There's no question. Pitching is just whatever.
I got you. I mean, you're just like, I do pitching just because I'm great at it, so I'll do that if the team needs it. But but the thing I did notice is on the podcast you had with Kent Murphy and Momentum is that was one of the big subjects you guys are talking about is and it reminded me of because you went to LSU, so I'm sure you saw that kid that lied to the coach about him hitting dingers in high school. And then he got in and actually hit a walk-off. It wasn't a dinger, it was close.
Yeah.
That just reminded me of you. Obviously, you were a position player. You didn't lie, but it was just funny. And the way he carried himself, I was like, man, like, I feel like
that's confidence, supreme confidence.
It is. And then at the press conference after post game, he's like, oh yeah, coach, I got to tell you the truth.
Yeah. What a way to drop the bomb right at a live press conference. Hey, by the way, I never hit in my life.
Hilarious. I was one of those players that was a pitcher only in high school. It's all good. Not many of them. You got to be really bad to do that. But from where you were at, like you went to a university high school. I don't know anything about that. I know we have one in Cleveland. You still ride the university high school like pride with you? Like, yeah, we a school, let's go university. You go back to the high school football games and stuff?
I haven't gone back to the football game. I know they want to do like some Hall of Fame thing, and they have a gold jacket there, and I just haven't had time to go back. It's actually really close to my house. It's just in the off season where finding a time to get back over there. But I do go over there and work out with some of the kids and with the coaches and stuff. The coaches have changed since I've been there, but all really good people. Actually, yesterday I was talking to Zach Greinke about it. He went to a Popco, which is about 45 minutes. So we have a little bit of. We have a little. I mean, he didn't know who I was, but he does now. But we have a little bit of something in common. He went to. We're both from Central Florida, so
that's what's up.
And once I told him, I was like, I went to university. He's like, oh yeah, really? Because it's It's a public school. It's gotten a lot better. It's a huge high school.
Is it? Okay. How many people you graduate with?
I want to say close to 600, but
okay. Yeah, that's
maybe more.
That's 3 times my graduating class.
Yeah, we had a ton, man.
That's what's up.
It was like a 3-hour long ceremony. Everybody was just like, "Oh, get it over with. I'm trying to get out of here."
That's what's up. Well, I mean, other than playing in Central Florida, we got something in common because I played in Ohio, the better state. I wasn't that good growing up either, believe it or not. I mean, I was bigger than everybody, but I was a late bloomer, especially in football and my sports. So I kind of relate with that, And baseball for me didn't come natural. Football and basketball did. Well, I guess we can take basketball. I wasn't that great, but I never got to show my skills. The coach didn't believe in me. So but I think that's pretty cool because a lot of times you see guys who, since the Little League, were just this guy that everyone was like, okay, he's the best player or whatever. For me, everyone knew me as throwing hard, but, and they weren't saying like he's the best baseball player ever. They were just like, damn, we got to go up against Perci. I hope he doesn't kill one of us. Basically is what happened. But no, I like that story because I remember when we started to get close, you came to my room and you had me watch something on Netflix. What was it called? You know what it is?
Yeah, it's The Secret.
The Secret. And that's when I was like, this Nick Goody character he's something else. And he's something else. So I was like, I want to hang around this dude because I like the energy you're putting off. And it's still the same. That's why I was like, I got to have Goody on the show. So I do appreciate you coming on the show, by the way. And I know you're probably just like, oh, it's nothing, we're talking. But I do appreciate it, especially being on a bigger YouTube platform channel with the momentum and stuff. And Bauer, I'm so glad he created that, man. Like, have you watched any of their stuff?
Any of my stuff or any of his stuff?
Any of the momentum, like the whole channel, like his Bauer Bites and all that stuff.
He had me on during spring training 1.0 with a couple guys, and that was actually pretty cool. Yeah. It was cool. We sat around. We TV's got like it's a whole production, man. Yeah. It's like I walked into this thing expecting it to be like a camera set up, and it was like a freaking movie shoot, and I'm like, do
I act? Wait, what's going on?
What do I gotta do here? And he's like, no, just be yourself. So I was like, okay, like, whatever, let's do it. It was cool, but it doesn't matter, man. The point is just having conversations with guys, man. I haven't talked to you in forever, or I shouldn't say forever, but it's been a minute, and so I enjoy these things, man. It's good to see you're doing good. Good to see you got a podcast. Hopefully your 1 million viewers will get to watch this. So.
Let's get it up there, baby. I mean, if we look at other sports, though, like basketball and stuff like that, it's just kind of nature built into the sport that they just interact with their fans more than baseball. So I think this thing that Bauer's doing, I know he's getting some pushback from, agents and players and some players or something, but I think overall it's good what he's doing, and it's just bringing some exposure to the baseball players. I mean, because no one would know that Nick Goody, you have a personality. They're just like, oh, he throws hard and throws a slider and strikes people out. That's all we know about Nick Goody. But now, since the momentum is showing a little bit, I think it's good. I mean, is that the general consensus you're getting?
No, that's the thing. Like, because I think growing up, you put all these baseball players like they're unreachable like it's tough to interact with them unless you're at a game or spring training. But really, all those guys are just regular guys. We all have, I shouldn't say we all, but most of us have families and kids and, other problems aside from baseball that I don't think the average fan gets to see. Like I was telling you earlier, my family went home after the first road trip. So like, I've been here by myself, and not like it's not a woe is me, but like there's other problems. Everybody has their own issues. And I think, the average fan can relate to that, especially with everything going on. So it's cool. Like I enjoy these things because I want, you want people to see you for who you are and not just see you as Nick Goody, the baseball player, but, Nick Goody, he's a good human. I would like to.
No, you is. Don't downplay it. You are.
Yeah, and he plays baseball. Like he has a cool job, but he's also real. Like he's an actual person. Those things are. Those things are important to me, at least, because at the end of the day, nobody's going to remember. I mean, unless you're Mike Trout or Clayton Kershaw or somebody who's just breaking records. At the end of the day, nobody's going to remember you walked two in the seventh inning or you gave up a hit. They're going to remember how you made them feel and how good of a person you were. The relationships that you build. So
look at you. Look at you spitting knowledge.
So like the podcasts and everything are important. And I think more people should be doing them.
Yeah. And it's kind of untapped. It's growing now, but I think before I started mine, there was like 75 million creators on YouTube, and then there was like 15, or maybe it was 15 million creators on YouTube and 75,000 podcasts. So you're just like, oh my gosh, so much room to go. Now I feel like a lot of people are showing a lot of stuff from. Like even the NBA players are doing like vlogs and stuff during COVID, and obviously Bauer's doing that. I think it's nice. But also before, we really didn't talk about. We didn't dive deep in because I like to jump around on this podcast a little bit.
That's cool.
But I wanted to talk about being a shortstop, and then when the coaches came to you, was it at your college before you went to LSU where they were like, "Hey, we think you should be a pitcher"?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And describe how did they just come to you like, "Hey Nick, we think you should pitch, man"?
No. Okay. So I signed there. I switch hit in high school. I signed there. I'll just give you the rundown. It'll be a few minutes, but
it's all good.
I signed there. I was the only guy in my high school to go to a community college. Everybody else went Division I or was drafted. So for me in the beginning, I was like, man, this is like I said, I had to work harder than everybody else. Like I always thought I was better than everybody else, but I also had to work harder and at certain things. Yeah. So I signed to Manatee. I came into the fall season. I was starting as a freshman, shortstop, switch hitting, leading off. I had an unbelievable fall season. Like I probably hit like 400 right-handed, 380 left-handed, made every play in the field, even like the web gym. So I was like, I was starting to attract some colleges, some smaller ones to play infield.
Yeah.
Go home for. They signed me as a shortstop / pitcher, but the / pitcher part, I was like, nah. The head coach, Tim Hill Sr., liked me as a pitcher. Tim Hill Jr. liked me as an infielder / hitter. So, but I went there just to strictly hit and play shortstop, and my aspiration was to go there and then go to Florida State.
Oh, okay.
So, go there. One of the last scrimmages, they're like, all right, we're going to pitch you. And I hit 90. And I was like, oh, I got it. I'm the best. I hit 90 miles an hour for the first time. I'm like, oh, I can do it all. I go home for winter break. I come back, start opening night, hit a homer, lead off bat. Bryce Harper was in JUCO that time. So really? I led the nation in homers for at least like 45 minutes, maybe an hour. Next at bat, I get up. I smoke a single up the middle, left-handed. So I'm 2 for 2 with a homer and a single, righty and lefty. I get to first base. I'm taking off my gloves. Barry Batson's at first. Huge impact. The whole Manatee as a whole had a huge impact in my baseball career in my life. But I get to first base. I'm taking off my gloves. I give them to him. I go, hey, Barry, man, if this is what it's like, it's going to be easier than high school. And it's vivid. He'll tell you too. And like from that point on, like the next 2 weeks, I think I made like 14 errors and hit like 100. So Tim Hill Sr., we call him Seven. He's passed away now, but he was one of the best ever.
Nice.
Like mentor, like. Anyways, he was like, "Hey, we're gonna give you a break. We're gonna give you a week break. We're gonna put Anthony Figlioli at shortstop, transfer from UCF." I was like, "Why? Like, let me just work through this." But I was miserable.
Yeah,
I was just thinking about myself, and 1 week turned into 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, I was like, "Man, I'm gonna transfer out of this school." Like, go home. And my wife, Kate, she was my girlfriend at the time, but my wife was like, "You gave him your word. You're going to stay there." So she pushed me to stay there.
Okay, Kate.
This is where you need to, you need to have a good base of friends. And she was my girlfriend since high school. So, I mean,
that's what's up.
Obviously her words hold a lot of weight with me. Yeah. So I gave them my word. So I stayed there. Ended up being the best decision for me because I went from shortstop to pitching because he's like, "All right, well, after 2 weeks, let's try you on the mound." I hated it. I hated being a pitcher. I hated pulling the tarp. I hated everything that came with it. All the running, forgot about that. Everything. But I did it, and I tried to do it better than everybody else. And so a lot of pushback, but anyways, I finished my freshman year with like 19 innings. I did pretty well, and so I got a couple scholarship offers after my freshman year. I took some visits, but once again, I told Tim Hill I gave him my word for 2 years. So I didn't go to High Point, Tulane, or Miami. I went back to Manatee.
Nice.
It's called State College of Florida, but I went back to SCF for my sophomore year. I ended up being the starter there, and then
dominated, right?
Year. Yeah.
That's what's up. Yeah. And then sixth round by the Yankees, baby. Or well, I guess you went to LSU. Pitch or something.
So yeah, I had after my sophomore year, I started on Friday nights. I had a really good year. I won a bunch of awards and like had some great scholarship offers, Florida State being one of them.
Ooh. Dang.
So yeah, like, and that was my dream school growing up, Florida State. So on my visit to Tulane, I went to Tulane with my mom, and while we were there, I knew LSU was just talking, like they had some interest, just like minimal interest.
Yeah.
So I told my mom, I said, "Look, if we never come back here, or if I end up going to Tulane or whatever, let's at least just make the hour drive down to Baton Rouge and just check it out. I heard the stadium's unbelievable, the food's great, and whatever. I just want to see what LSU looks like."
Yeah.
So we take the drive. Pull into LSU, pull into the baseball field. The gates were open, which, like, they're never open. They're always closed. I don't know. Maybe it was pre-COVID. I don't know. Anyways, we walk up, like we walk up the first base side. It's near the batting cages in right field, and we're standing on like the first concourse, and I like look around the field, and I just looked at my mom and I was like, "Hey," I said, "This is where I'm going to play college baseball. I don't care what they offer me. This is where I'm going to go." And that was without even talking to the coaches. I had no idea. I just really had minimal interest. And so from that point on, we went to the gift shop. I bought a hat, and I was like, "This is where I'm going."
That's what's up.
And at the end of the year, they gave me a pretty good scholarship, and I was drafted, so I had to choose between LSU and playing professional baseball with the Yankees.
Wait, they drafted you twice?
Twice, yeah.
Wow. Okay, so they was really on you. That's what's up.
How could you not be?
And then we all know the story from then on out. You went to LSU, did your thing, and then you didn't start out the closer, but then you took the closer's job, I'm assuming.
So I signed there. I went to summer ball and we had like a little team meeting the first day. I was a starter, and team meeting.
Where'd you play, Northwoods?
Like, hey, is anybody want to be the closer? And I was just like, I'll do it. And they're like, okay. So I volunteered to be the closer in summer ball. I ended up closing, and LSU signed me to close. And I went there my freshman year. I lost the job, or not my freshman year. I'm sorry, my first fall there.
Yeah,
I went in, lost the job. It was brutal, man. I don't think like I was like 88, maybe 90, like not striking guys out. It was the first time in a big college setting. I wasn't used to the routine of getting up at 5, working out, going to class, going to practice, going to study hall afterwards, coming back. So like I just wasn't prepared for that, mentally and physically. In the fall, they actually, when I had my exit meeting, Maneri was like, I remember this too, because these are like little points that you just remember where you're like, okay, you're gonna, okay, you know. And he was like, yeah, you know, you're just not the guy we thought you were. And I was like,
whoa,
okay. And he's like, yeah, if you need help, if you want me to help you transfer schools or whatever, like I can help you. And this was after my fall. And I was like, okay. Like,
oh my gosh.
I really didn't say much in that meeting. I said, I just shook his hand and said, I'll see you after winter break. Went home, busted my ass, working out. I was pretty determined on what I wanted to do. And I had lost my job to Nick Rumbelow, who ended up pitching in the big leagues as well with New York. But
okay.
And he made me a better player. Like he pushed me to be a better player. I'm thankful that we had that. But so I came back, and opening night we face Air Force, and Maneri likes to slide in the new guys to see how they handle the crowd and whatnot.
Yeah.
And opening night, I punch out the side, and from pretty much there on out, like I ended up winning back the closer role, and ended up having a pretty good year.
For those who don't know, punch to the side means strike out everybody. Strike out 1, 2, 3 outs, just to make sure everybody.
Yeah. It was cute. It was cool, man. It was like 10,000, 11,000 people on opening night. Everybody screaming. I'd be lying if I say I wasn't like anxious or you have the butterflies.
The butterflies.
That's what I love, man.
Those are the best feelings, man.
You don't get that this year. You know, the adrenaline of the people, you can feel it. You know, you can really feed off the energy of the crowd, and that's something that I really enjoy, the big moments, and I think that's why I succeeded or excelled in that role, because it's do or die, and your boy gonna do.
Hey, that reminds me though, you punch in the side, dude. The funniest thing I know about Nick Goody, bro, our first time in AAA together, your first outing, I don't know where we were, but you came in, I don't know if it was the 8th or 9th or whatever, but he came in and just punched the side, and you come off the field. And I was looking at you, and I just made eye contact with you. And I forget what you said. It was something that had me dying. But I was just like, man, this dude Goody is a clown, bro. Because I think you told me, you're like, I'm about to punch the side. And I was just like, not thinking nothing of it. You were like, ding, 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 and punch everybody out. And I go, dude, I can't take this, dude.
That little blip in AAA in 17, I was unconscious.
Yeah, man, that was hilarious. And that was when I was in my heap of my struggles. And you was trying to help me out too, man. I appreciate that. But no, I'm glad I got to hear and everybody got to hear the Nick Goody story, because I know we have a lot of Cleveland Indians fans around here, and I'm not sure too many of them, they knew who you were because you were pitching well for the Indians, but there was no background story, and I wanted to get them to know Nick Goody, because believe it or not, everyone in like in this area hates Brian Shaw. And I hate that they hate him because I love him.
He's a good player.
He is, man. They just didn't know, like, they didn't really accept him. They just remembered he pitched 80 times a year. So, of course, he's not going to be perfect every once. So they would always remember the one that, well, yeah, Shaw gave it up. I was like, have you checked his stats, like his ERA and stuff? Like, he has to be pitching good to have this stats. But,
it's a special. It takes a special person to pitch 80 games a year, like 5 years in a row.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And that dude did it every time and was the same person every single time. And I don't think unless you spend, a year or a month and you see like, day in and day out what that guy did, you don't really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And so when you play with him and you're watching it, and every time that phone rings, it's Brian Shaw, you're like, this guy's arm's gonna fall off,
I know. But that's what's up.
I hated that too, and I hated that sometimes that people didn't, like Cody Allen, who I thought was great. I mean, obviously we're all gonna blow it every now and then. We're human, we make mistakes, we make errors, and obviously they expect you to be perfect every single time, and we expect perfection as well.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, nobody's perfect.
Yeah. So it's
only one's perfect.
Yeah, and we all know who that be's. But no, man. I want to let you get back to, you probably got to work out, sweat out the anger from last night.
I'm over it.
I like it. I was over it. That was probably my issue. I would go to the Subway store and just think that everybody saw my line from the previous night, and I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? I just want some cookies, y'all. Leave me alone.
I ordered 3 last night. Sometimes you gotta eat your feelings.
That's what's up, man. Hey, but no, thanks for inviting me to your housewarming, dude. I appreciate that. We might have to make it down there again next time we in that neck of the woods. But wait, I don't think, have I met Brax? I think it was just Kate and the dog. What's the dog's name?
Gus.
Well, I guess we'll ask for one thing. One tip you would give to high school player right now. Doesn't have to necessarily be about COVID or anything like that. Just what would you give to a high school baseball player right now? What tip?
Man, it's a good one. Mm-hmm. There's a few, but I would say don't get stuck into being one dimensional, like be able to adapt to whatever's thrown your way. So for instance, obviously my story, shortstop to pitcher, like if you're stuck in if I refused to make the change, I mean, I don't know where I would be. You know what I'm saying?
True.
But be able to adapt and be coachable and don't take yourself too seriously because that can really hurt you. Yeah. And just have fun.
Like it. I know exactly someone who could take that advice you just told me right now. So I hope they watch this and take it because it's a prime example. But thanks, Nick Goody. Tell Kate and Brax I said hello, and hopefully we can see you guys soon. I hope you finish out this season great, and we're able to return home, unscathed and see the family in that beautiful house you got, man.
I appreciate it.
Yep. Well,
Big T3, Big Swoley.
Nicky Guns, I'll see you on the war zone. All right, man. I'll holler at you.
Thank you, bro.
Appreciate everybody who tuned in today, and remember, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next episode.
It feels like Casablanca. Shouting, you my little mama. I got a crib by the water. Say me Casa Sucasa. It feels like Casablanca. Shouting, you my little mama. She be on that Henny. I like that Corona.